Hello, denizens of the internet, and welcome back to Particle Fleet Emergence, or as I like to think of it, Particle Fleet Emergency! This is Mission 5 Evidence, and don't worry, you didn't actually miss a mission. We actually skipped the first one because it was teaching you how to click on ships and that sort of thing. And this is the fifth mission in the campaign, but of course it's really kind of, I would argue it's the second, but that aside, we have an enemy emitter over here, an enemy emitter over here, enemy emitter over here, and another one over here. Now, what's unique about this, or not unique, but what's the first we've ever seen this mission is we have an emitter right here and an emitter right here. These are actually allied emitters. They emit particles that will not act with the same intelligence that the enemy particles will, but they do not damage us, and they will also destroy the particles that are coming out from these other ships. So, my immediate goal is, of course, to set up here in the middle, set up shop, defend this energy node here, and then mire this land around here, and then start pushing out toward one of these emitters here. So, with that said, let's bring in our corporate headquarters right on top of this node right here. We'll get that energy going. And then we'll start getting some of these crystals together, and with that we will be able to power our lathe. Let's go ahead and get that building. And then immediately move up here. Start another one. Let's go ahead and get an Omni here so we can get this right here, this blueprint. And then we will build a second and a third. Alright, let's continue to explore here. We're going to need more energy. We're rapidly draining with all these constructions. But fortunately, this lathe is going to be able to help us out now, and we can use that to start getting some combat ships. Now, we do have some surrounding plasma here that we can use to good effect, which is going to delay the oncoming particulate here. Yay! Okay, with that said, I really do need to get on the ball here and get some combat ships. So we also have these blueprints right here, which we will get. And these blueprints are for ships that can grab and direct this particulate right here. So we almost have that going. Our energy store is starting to recover. So that means build another ship and drain it all nicely back down again. Once we get this ship right here, we can use that to great effect to probably completely suppress one of these nodes here. Alright, with that said, what's going to happen is when I place this ship over one of these spawners, it will then grab all the particulate that is there and then push it in the direction that the ship is pointing. So, which one do I want to aim for? Well, these guys are annoying because they form these snakes of particles. But I'm thinking probably aim at this one right here. The reason why is, for one, obviously we can very easily just aim at it. We don't have to dodge rocks. And also, we're relatively safe here because this node, all of them are held in this kind of loopty. So if I can take out this one, then I completely secure one side of my base, if you will. So I'm thinking we'll probably aim for that one. Okay. With that said, my first job is to get these combat ships operational. Fully operational combat ship. And get our cruisers. And, well, it might be worth getting one of the grabbers out. Alright. And then we'll have to head down there for that. Probably shouldn't use that ship for that. Go ahead and use this one. And move this ship out to support it. You know what? Move the destroyer too. Because we're going to start building a cruiser here in the middle. This plasma here is going to help us out a lot in the early game. I mean, look at how slowly these ships are moving in. Very, very slowly indeed. So we're not going to have too much trouble there. I wonder if I can go ahead and take that. That might not be a bad idea. You play the ship with two, wow, that was English. You play the entire campaign with only two of these grabber ships. And what's neat is you can use them to bounce. So if we fire with one, we can position another ship to bounce it to here. And in fact, you'll have to in later missions. But I wonder if I can get within range and take this out. Yeah, we're going to take some hits, but that would be a big boost if I could go ahead and get that. They'll probably continue to take it, but we'll keep taking it back as well. We now have our cruiser up, and we're now just starting to really get some influx of enemies. So we'll go ahead and build that ship. I'll probably have to redirect him. Yeah, a little bit here. You can click and drag and direct right where you want it to go. Let's get another ship up so we can use his weapons as well. and then get another cruiser going, because it's almost there. Alright, yeah, we kind of held this down. In fact, I have another lathe here. As soon as this gets operational and this cruiser gets operational, I'll take this lathe down here and we'll start trying to work on this node down here while this one is suppressed, and then we'll move out against that one. And we might, yeah, here it goes. Forms this big flow. Now we have a maximum of 360 particulate. You'll notice we don't get above that. And so I'm wasting half of it here, but I can build the second grabber. And you know what? What's, you can't scroll here. Oh, you can. I think it's right about there. Very nice. It's very nicely. Ooh, no, that was not what I meant. We'll position that and then try that maneuver again. I completely missed, but what's nice is this one goes through this energy node here. So if I was actually really smart, I'd take this ship, point it down to this one, then use that to bounce both of them up there. And in fact, that's probably what I'll do. Alright, we've held the center area. Let's go ahead and take one of these cruisers down here, the other lathe down here, start moving these guys up, and get within range. Now this attack right here is not going to succeed. What it is going to do is it's going to distract the particulate, so I can come in with this ship right here. You notice they'll immediately start attacking here. They'll probably be fine. And then this one will come in from here, and we attack from two directions at once, and because we're still within the energy network, the particulate really just can't defend against that, not really. Alright, now you'll notice that it is actually attacking. It is responding to us down in this area, so that's not a problem, but it is worthy to note that we need to continue to defend this area because it will try to get this energy node. Okay, now this ship is almost built. Really? Oh no! Oh, I see. We have to destroy that ship there. It somehow decided I wanted to build it over there. Alright, well, start building. We got plenty of energy at this point, so with that said, I guess we'll actually completely change the plan away from what I originally said, and instead we're going to take these ships right up in here. We're going to go fairly offensive to try to take this energy node as quickly as we can. We're actually just going to charge right in. Yes, our initial combat ships will take a fair amount of damage, but I actually don't mind that as long as my lathes get within range of this energy node here, get it taken, and then that way we refill on energy and this guy will start repairing. Because right now he is useless. Now he actually will start repairing, and he also has weapons. So fantastic. Let's go ahead and move our cruiser up within direct range, move him over here, move the Joven kind of in behind, and then send our traditional one on each side lathe strike here. Still don't have too much in the way of ships to work with, but don't worry, this kind of starts filling up as the game goes on. By the end, you have quite a number of ships. And the game tends to follow a fairly similar pattern, wherein you get your starting ships, you kind of get a base of operations. Because you always warp in with no ships, and so you really have to kind of get established before you can start pushing out. So you get established, you start building some defensive ships, you get that front line built up, and then once you finally have all of your ships, then you start going, okay, well, how do we push out from here? Okay, we're going to kind of repeat the same maneuver we did before. We're going to take all of these ships, and then we're going to push in toward this. The only thing is I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with my lathes here, so we can try to take this out. And bink! Now we get energy from here, and we have plenty of energy on hand, production-wise, so, because we have all of this, well, actually we have this and these mired, so... That guy... Looks like he's probably taking some hits from those guys. Yeah, well. So now you can see our particulate is making all of this plasma here that the particulate has to work through, which is very slow at. And then, in addition, we're also starting pushing toward this node here. I don't think that the enemy's emitters will take damage from our particulate, so even if we get all this particulate on top, unlike our structures and buildings, I don't think it'll take it out. I think we do actually have to use our ships, but that's really not a problem, because we're knocking on their door. So let's bring these up here, and can I get close enough? Yes. Yes, I can. He won't, but that's okay. We'll then send this ship over here. Really, I don't even care. I just want my lathes within range of this node so we can start working out. Even if these ships take a lot of damage, it doesn't matter. The goal, you're playing for goals here. It doesn't matter if you lose a ship or if your ships get damaged in the process. You're really just entirely doing it to try to take out the goal. Okay, so Here's the first example of this. This guy can't really hit this emitter here. There's a piece of land in the way. So I can use this guy. I can fire up at this guy. Then I'll take this guy, and he's kind of in line with both. Turn him around, and you'll notice that now his particulate is going this way, and then he will suck up the particulate that's coming up here, and he will start bouncing it. This is a really cool mechanic that they didn't do as much with in the game as probably they could have. It would have been kind of neat to be able to build your own emitters and really play around with that. So I'm hoping that with the community scripting and mod or map support, that's something that the community adds in, because I think that's a neat idea that they could have explored, and they didn't. So this guy is now out of energy range, and we currently don't have a tanker, so I need to bring this guy back as well. Maybe we can move him down here, that way he can successfully attack. Alright, and we're starting to get some damage done on that, so let's just try to punch through with our lathes. Lose the front of the ships, but we can go ahead and take that out. Boom. Now we've got full energy, so we can bring our combat ships in. Yes, I am plowing straight through the particulate, but it doesn't matter. Again, we'll take some damage, but since we're within energy range, we can recover from that. And now we'll just take our 2 lathes and kind of come up here to this node here and take it out. And there we go. We will win the mission. So this was a very easy mission, but it introduced the concept of this particulate, your own particulate, the friendly particulate, if you will. Okay, and there we go. What happens if we submit time? How do we do? 259. Not the best, but that's okay. With that said, let's go ahead to the next mission. This is Stretch, and this mission is the one that introduces the amp gems. Amp gems are, I mentioned in the previous episode, these little guys here, if you collect them with a lathe, then you can install them in your ships. Later on in the game, you're going to be able to unlock tech advances with them, and they're very powerful. You kind of have to allocate them how you see fit. You have a limited amount of them. However, in this mission, the tech tree is not available to us. It's just going to be mounting them on our cruisers. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and get this energy network. 3. This one's right next to an emitter, which means it's going to be very easy for us to capture it. I'm thinking actually we will actually want to set up next to this one. Maybe dumb, but, you know. Alright. We'll go ahead and immediately start a lathe, which will actually see significant advancement once we get these pods. You'll see that pod right there is starting to drop in health. So the way the building actually works is you build the core of the ship, and that doesn't really get accelerated. And then what happens is you'll see your energy network fill up that core with energy. And you can actually see that bar over here. The actual icon is the health of the ship. The bar right here is the energy. And then once it actually has that energy, or rather, as the ship has energy, it will start building. And depending on the way the ship is designed, will control the rate at which it builds. In addition, it will control the rate at which it consumes energy. So once you actually start building, you can't accelerate this anymore. This is just the rate at which it's building, but I can't accelerate it by providing more energy in any fashion. So, okay, let's go up here and capture that. We'll go ahead and get our second lathe online, because we've got a lot of stuff to collect, and we're going to want to get on that. Next up, we should probably build our destroyer. Now, we don't have much in the way of spare energy at the moment. We're just now starting to mire the land, but because we have so many energy pods, we can afford to do this. So there you go. We got the center built, and then you saw a big stream of energy go, and now this ship is full on energy. It's brought its bar up, and now it's just passively restoring the energy that the ship is using to repair itself. So this is not actually the construction process right here. The ship, once that core is built, the ship is built. So let's go ahead and take our main ship over here. It does have some guns which can take out the particulate, which makes it a little bit safer to take this gem. And then we'll go down here and try to take this one out. However, to do that, I really need some combat ships. Let's go ahead and bring him down here, start working on these guys while they're slowly working their way through the plasma. Okay, now let's take this lathe over here, get these energy gems, start working on my Joven, because the Joven is very good at restoring the plasma. So, as you can see, it starts losing its color. And so now this particulate isn't slowed any because this particulate has gone through the effort of plowing through all that. So the Joven is actually very good at restoring that. Now we are starting to see some breakthrough here. This is kind of not good. Perfect timing on the cruiser. So we'll get him over there. He's still repairing, but he can help fight off what's attacking the destroyer here. And then we'll probably bring the Joven over here to help defend against that. Okay. This guy doesn't really have much to do. That lathe, I built it too late to get down here to this. So They'll still be useful, but unfortunately I can't use him right away. There's just too much particulate here. Okay, now my Joven is built. Let's bring the Joven in here to start repairing this plasma. You'll see that little beam. We'll go out and start repairing that. And very slowly you'll see the blue color returning to it. Actually, our ship is doing a pretty good job up here. Oh, that's right, we have a particle spawner. Now we have an amp gem here, so let's go ahead and click on our cruiser, and we can mount that amp gem. And now you'll see it has this yellow pod in the middle, and now he will fire faster, and his weapons do more damage, and he's just more effective in general. And we actually have another amp gem here, which we can mount on this cruiser once we get it built. I still don't have spare energy, but I've still got plenty from my pods, so let's go ahead and build that ship. All that energy just came out of a pod. Where is our energy going? Right now it's actually going, I believe, just to these ships right here, just giving them ammunition. So we need more energy. Probably the best place to get energy will be down here, but we're gonna have to take out this particle emitter first. Well, you know what? Actually, no, we don't. If I go up here and I build my Omnis, I might be able to slip them in along the edge of the map and then move them over here. It's worth a shot. Go ahead and try it. I can also build my grabbers and start directing this this emitter here. Probably to suppress this emitter, which will allow us to go ahead and take that out. We'll go ahead and get this blueprint here, which is for a tanker. Now the tanker, this is a small tanker. There's a couple different tankers that are in the stock game, but what this ship will do is it will store up a vast amount of energy and allow you to operate outside of your energy network. Very important. Let's go ahead and get this amp gem here. Okay, so while this is going on, let's see if we can be sneaky here. We're going to take these Omnis here. Go ahead and mount that amp gem on him. And I really don't need that Omni there, but what we're going to do is we're going to sneak down here. And see if we can sneak by. Our Particulate has made a little path here where we actually have some defenses for these guys, because these guys on their own right now in the game are absolutely defenseless. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to see if I can get them on this ridge to take this energy network right here. Oh, it just took. Rats. Alright, well, let's see if we can do this. You guys fly in this way. You guys are going to have to go down a little bit more here. Go down here. You guys go down here. Ah, it just got built. Now, I don't know if it will have cannons. At some point, sometimes they do have cannons. Yep, it does. We might lose one, but since we're not landing on Mire, I think we'll be alright. The red bar is their energy, green bar is health. We took theirs out. We're starting the Mire. Now, once we have planted all of our Mire around this, we'll be able to take it. I was hoping to get here faster, but we should have enough energy to make this work. Let's see. I'm trying for a sneaky move here. This is not how you're supposed to do this. I should probably build my grabbers. Let's go ahead and get a grabber up here. And we'll point it at that one. We'll go out and take that with our lathes here. We almost can take it. We just have to push back the Mire a little bit here. We should have enough energy left to construct the actual node itself. Now, we don't have much energy extra, but this will give us an extra 3. And now you'll see this will fill back up, and now we own down here. Now what's really neat about the Particulate is it can't actually directly attack us, because if it touches the land, it just tries to mire the land. So these buildings right here are completely safe at this point in the game. There is nothing that can hurt them. Unless there's just that much particulate that they're able to push back against our own miring. So I just snuck the victory down there, if you will. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it, but it doesn't matter. There's multiple ways to victory here. We're just playing for objectives. Let's go ahead and get another grabber up. We'll use that once we start going here. We'll just get that bit built. We're almost out of our extra energy, so we need to be aware of that. Let's go ahead and bring our tanker over here. And then we'll get ready with our little fleet. We'll just continue to use these ships to hold down here. Alright. Starting to get more energy from that territory that is mired. But because of we have a big wall of particulate here, so what we're going to do is we're going to position our tanker so that he is within energy range, and then he will be able to feed these ships within his own range, which will be enough for us to get our lathes within range behind this particulate. It can't really attack us through that wall of our own particulate, So we'll basically get this node for free too. Boom! Okay. So, now there's no energy node up here for us to get. So I'm thinking at this point we want to aim for this one down here. Let's just go ahead and bring our ships in like that. And we don't really have to worry about the tanker so much because we actually own the energy network down here. So as long as we don't run out of energy in transit, we'll be alright. So bring this guy here, bring this guy in, and bring our Joven up too. Joven is really useful. He's deceptively useful. He only has one cannon, but he actually has a weapon on him that slows the particulate down, and it's extremely useful. Now you can see the cruisers have it too, but he's better than he looks. Okay, so now we own that. We still don't have enough energy to actually power all of our weapons, which is a bit unfortunate. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get this network here. Now how we're going to do that is we're going to build another Omni down here. We're going to leave one Omni there. We're going to take the other 3 up here. We're going to fly them in, and we're going to try to land them such that we can take out, at least take a little bit of territory. Now, we'll probably lose some Omnis in this process, because any particulate that's going to be built up on the landmass will help out, if you will. But if I land over here and try to make a little foothold on the island, I'll be within range of my tanker so they can get energy, and then we can start trying to push against this. Now, there's enough here, we'll probably lose these Omnis. In fact, I should probably start getting these 2 guys right here ready to go. Just count on losing them. We'll start to lose some of the mired land here, but that's okay. Then we'll be able to take the island from us. So what happens is you'll notice that this particulate disappeared, because all the mire just kind of went into fighting off my invasion. So there we go. We lost those guys, but that's okay. We can actually build Omnis in space, ready with the next invasion force. Now, unfortunately... Oh, I do have enough energy now. I actually have enough energy to afford this. And one of these Omnis I'll have to move back down here, because we are actually losing a little bit of territory, but it's okay. Now, they're actually energying up. It's fine. We'll actually go ahead and move them in, because we're within range of our tanker, so we can resupply even outside of the range of our energy network. So this guy is now... He's managed to mire enough. He's no longer taking damage. I think that one is now too. So we'll just continue to drop these in. And our rate of miring should accelerate dramatically. And we'll continue to take this map. Now, it actually does have a turret on it, so it's actually going to start trying to destroy our miring, but it's not going to have any luck. Not at all. And in fact, as this miring gets closer, I'll start taking these off and landing them next to that. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and bring one back down here so we keep this land here. It'll slow us down temporarily, but not a big deal. And then we'll move one of these close enough that we can actually build the energy network here. And at that point, this land becomes ours. Almost there. Starts rapidly losing health. Yeah, let's go over there and take it. Let's go ahead and just take these little islands right here, just for a little bit of extra energy. Although we're kind of done building, so it kind of doesn't matter, but it's the principle of the matter, okay? Now, I should have been using the particulate here. Let's go ahead and get the other grabber within range. Although, actually, I've done a fantastic job of taking some of that, but I can't use it because that would be out of energy range, so... Okay, so now we've got these little islands, so let's go ahead and try to take some of this territory. We probably won't be successful for a while, but that's okay. We got some particulate coming down here. I don't really care about that. I want to go ahead and see if I can't take this out. Move my other cruiser up close. This is very dangerous to do this. I'm probably going to lose some ships, but it's actually okay. Yeah, we lost an Omni there. Because there was not enough threat to us from this that I really cared. I knew it wasn't going to be able to stop our invasion force, so that was enough that I was able to get a foothold and take it out before they could respond. Now, we can actually move these ships over here, and in fact we will. We'll move them close enough to start working out some of this particulate here, so it's easier for us to mire this land here. Let's go ahead and... one there. I can now use this guy to come over here. I feel like I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, 5, yeah. Okay, and now he's got that. Okay, cool. So, the way this mission works is this is actually a teleporter for Particulate. It doesn't work on our ships, but we'll actually start to establish a beachhead here. And we can use that to our advantage by moving our ships up behind. If we can get him in energy range, and then we'll be able to kind of fight off the Particulate here in the form of this little, like, beachhead. Okay, let's, try to take that. He's taking a fair amount of damage there. If I need to, I can back off with him. I think we have enough Particulate coming through that we will be able to hold him off. Move my destroyer just a little bit closer. And then the other cruiser. We're still within our own energy range, so no worries there. Now we're starting to take over this for energy, and not that we really need it. And now it comes time to make a push for one of these emitters. Which emitter are we going to go after? Which one's the lucky one? Top one it is. Glad you all had a nice vote there. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to move my cruiser up front to try to work these down as much as I can. Joven's going to help out, and then we're going to move these two within range. Start working on it. Immediately the Particulate will start to attack them, but it's okay. We've already worked them down enough that this is not actually threatening to do. Okay, that said, let's just, those are some really weird formations. Okay, now at this point I'm going to move the tanker within range because we are out of range. Oh, wow, he ran out of energy fast. Flying back into range. He actually has a little guppy, if you've played Creeper World. He has a guppy on him, which he can use to get some energy. But we don't need it. How'd we do? We did worse than I did last time. Oh well. You guys didn't see that. Okay. Alright, that's probably all we're going to do today. Next up, we will come in and do Brute, which is where we start seeing some enemy struct, which is landmass that you can destroy and will stop any incoming fire and things like that. So the Particulate's going to continue to learn new tricks. It's going to get more and more devious, and we're going to have to engineer some new tactics. However, that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.